Have you ever wondered why, almost like clockwork, so many older people suddenly find themselves awake at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling or listening to the quiet hum of the night, as if some invisible hand gently shook them from their dreams? Isn't it curious that while the rest of the world sleeps, countless elders across towns and villages are lying awake at exactly the same hour, thinking, remembering, or simply waiting for sleep to return? At first, it feels like a riddle. Is it coincidence, destiny, or some secret signal from the body that makes this hour so common? The truth, dear friends, is both surprising and comforting, because there is a very real explanation, one rooted not in misfortune, but in the natural rhythm of the human body as it changes with age. And once you understand it, you will see that waking at 3 a.m. is not something to fear, not a sign of weakness or illness, but simply part of life's beautiful adjustment as the years add wisdom and experience. You see, when we were younger, our nights were held together by stronger chemicals. Melatonin, which tells the body to rest, and growth hormones, which quietly repaired muscles and cells as we slept. But as we grow older, these messengers grow softer, and our inner clock, called the circadian rhythm, shifts slightly forward, nudging us to feel sleepy earlier in the evening and wake earlier in the morning. That's why many elders find their eyes closing at 8 or 9 p.m., sometimes even in the middle of a favorite television show. And then by the time the deep first half of the night is over, the body naturally moves into lighter sleep and gently wakes us around 2 or 3 a.m. This is not a malfunction. It is biology. And here is the fascinating part. Humans did not always sleep in one long block the way modern society teaches us to. Centuries ago, people practiced segmented sleep. They would sleep a few hours after dusk, wake around midnight or 3 a.m. to pray, meditate, talk quietly, or reflect, and then sleep again until dawn. In that sense, your 3 a.m. wake-up is not a problem at all. It is, in fact, a return to a rhythm as old as humanity itself. Of course, health and life experiences add their own flavors to the story. Arthritis aches, prostate troubles, medications, diabetes, or even a wandering mind filled with worries and memories can all add reasons for wakefulness. But at the heart of it, this pattern is simply a part of aging gracefully. The real difficulty often comes not from being awake, but from the thoughts that follow. The inner voice saying, "Why am I up again? Will I be too tired tomorrow?" Because the truth is, the stress about sleeplessness is more damaging than the wakefulness itself. If instead you treat it with curiosity, here is my little 3 a.m. visitor again. You shift the experience from frustration to calm acceptance, and with that, your mind often drifts back to sleep more easily. And even if it doesn't, know this. Elders do not require the same 7 or 8 hours of unbroken sleep they once did. Many thrive with 5 or 6 hours at night plus a short nap in the day. The body knows what it needs, and waking at 3 a.m. does not mean you are broken. It means your body has simply changed its rhythm. So the next time it happens, don't fight it. Take a sip of water, breathe gently, pray if you wish, or simply sit with your thoughts, because these quiet hours are not your enemy, but a hidden gift, a pocket of peace. A reminder that your body, even now, is caring for you in its own way. The beauty of 3 a.m. The clock strikes 3. The world is draped in a deep, velvety darkness, and the hum of life has softened to a whisper. Streets lie empty, houses exhale gentle breaths in the form of dimly lit windows, and the air carries a rare kind of stillness that seems almost sacred. Waking at 3 in the morning is a different experience for an adult. It is a quiet rebellion against the routine, a gentle detachment from the chaos of the day, a moment that belongs entirely to you. Some might call it unnatural, waking at this hour, but there is a rhythm here that most never hear. The night has emptied its pockets, leaving behind only clarity and calm. You move quietly, aware of every step, every breath, feeling your presence as if it were the first time. There is no urgency, no deadline, no pressure. Just the slow unfolding of awareness. The air at 3 is different. It tastes sharper, richer, somehow more alive. There is a chill that brushes against your skin, awakening senses dulled by routine. Even the silence seems to carry a subtle vibration, a gentle pulse that whispers stories from beyond the waking world. If you step outside, the streetlights cast halos in the mist, and shadows stretch long and languid, painting abstract art on walls and pavements. The world feels larger and smaller at once, larger because it is untouched, free from human interference, smaller because it is intimate, cocooned in this delicate solitude. Waking at 3 allows you to witness the in-between, that threshold where night leans into day. The dark sky is deep, infinite, and yet there is a hint of transition in the horizon, a promise that light will come again. Birds may stir in their hidden nests, and the occasional car passes, its headlights cutting through the darkness like swords of fleeting illumination. And for those few moments, you are the only one who is awake to see it, to feel it, to exist in it fully. For adults, waking at this hour carries a quiet power. It is not merely about lost sleep or early rising, it is about reclaiming a piece of yourself that is often drowned in noise. Here, in this fragile time, you are neither defined by work nor by obligation. You are defined by curiosity, by stillness, by presence. You can write, think, breathe, or simply observe the world without interruption. Each tick of the clock resonates in a way that feels personal, almost intimate. It is as if time itself leans in closer to listen. The mind, too, responds differently at 3. Thoughts drift freely, unencumbered by the chatter of others or the demands of the day. Ideas that might have seemed trivial or unreachable in the bright chaos of morning can emerge in crystalline clarity. Some of the greatest epiphanies, it is said, are born in these hours of profound quiet. Perhaps it is because the world itself is in pause. Perhaps because the soul feels less constrained. Journaling, drawing, meditating. These acts take on new weight, new meaning. A small cup of tea or coffee can feel like a sacred ritual, each sip warming more than just the body. Yet it is not just the intellect that awakens at 3, it is the heart. There is a tenderness in the stillness, a subtle hum of gratitude that often goes unnoticed during the day. Memories surface uninvited, not as burdens, but as soft recollections, like the gentle strokes of a brush across a canvas. Emotions feel closer to the surface, raw but not overwhelming, accessible but never invasive. The heart, stripped of distractions, becomes a quiet companion, guiding you with intuition rather than obligation. Stepping outside, you might notice the scent of earth after rain, or the subtle fragrance of dew-kissed flowers. The night carries a chorus of subtle sounds, the rustle of leaves, the distant call of an owl, the soft murmur of a river, or the faint hum of city life asleep but never gone entirely. It is a symphony unnoticed by those who chase daylight. And when you pause to listen, truly listen, it is almost impossible not to feel a deep, vibrating connection to existence itself. A reminder that life is not only in what we do, but also in what we allow ourselves to simply witness. Waking at 3 can feel like stepping into a secret club, one with no members but yourself. There is a humility and a grandeur in that solitude. You realize the world does not revolve around constant activity. It has its quiet corners, its moments of pause that are infinitely rich, infinitely beautiful. There is artistry here, in the way shadows bend, in the way the night sky shifts, in the subtle changes of the air, the weight of silence, the pause between one breath and the next. There is also a courage in waking at 3. To be awake when the rest of the world sleeps is to defy inertia, to challenge comfort, to embrace vulnerability. You may feel exposed, adrift in the dark, yet that exposure is liberating. It is a rare form of authenticity, being awake not out of necessity but out of choice, fully conscious in a world that is otherwise unconscious. The night does not demand performance. It does not ask for anything. It merely allows you to be, and that is a gift in its purest form. And then there is the light. No matter how dark the hour, light eventually comes. Dawn sneaks in slowly, brushing the edges of the horizon with pink and gold, turning the night's ink into a canvas of hope. The transition from night to morning is more than visual. It is spiritual, emotional, metaphysical. Having witnessed the world in its stillness, you now see it reborn. Colors appear more vivid, sounds more pronounced, life feels more present. There is a quiet satisfaction in knowing you have claimed a fragment of time untouched by chaos, and in doing so you have discovered something within yourself as well. For adults, waking at 3 is not a mere habit. It is a ritual, it is a meditation. It is an assertion that life is more than schedules, more than obligations, more than the constant chase. It is a declaration that beauty exists even when unnoticed, that peace exists even when ignored, that self exists even when overshadowed. The night, in its generosity, offers a rare chance to meet yourself in unguarded honesty, to breathe without interruption, to witness without distraction, and to feel without restraint. And when you finally allow yourself to return to sleep, it is not the end. The experience lingers like a soft echo, a secret warmth carried into the day. You move differently through your tasks, your interactions, your decisions. There is a subtle calmness, a groundedness, a clarity that others may never notice but that you feel profoundly. You have touched a corner of the universe most never see, and in doing so, you have touched yourself. Waking at 300 times will not diminish the magic of the hour. Each time it will be new, each time it will be intimate, each time it will be yours alone. It is a reminder that even in a world of noise, there is sanctuary. Even in the grasp of obligation, there is freedom. Even in darkness, there is light waiting quietly to emerge. So, wake at 3. Step lightly into the night. Feel the air, hear the silence, taste the solitude. Let your mind wander freely. Let your heart beat steadily. Let your soul breathe expansively. In this hour, the ordinary transforms into the extraordinary, and the self becomes fully, beautifully awake.